Oh, the Three Amigos right now.
Yes, Three Amigos.
Sí,
cómo no. For those of you betting on Marco being the reason we're late, you may have won that pool in your office.
Yes, you are correct.
Oh, holy
We don't know where he is. So if anybody's seen him,
yeah,
then let us know.
another search party.
we got our
Oh,
first.
Greg's here.
person.
Guys, we can start. Greg's here. Hi, Greg. Man, we've been fucking waiting on you, buddy.
I know.
Thank God you showed up.
Greg and Marco. We were waiting on Greg and Marco, but
Yeah,
we decided
but
to start.
Greg got here first. So. There you go.
What's up, Greg? Anyway, Greg, you are not in Spokanistan, are you really? That's amazing.
That's like the
Is that a real place?
Well, that's what people call Spokane.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Must have a great crime rate.
he's in Portland, which is
Oh,
worse
he's
than
in
Afghanistan. So, anyway,
Spokanistan. Never
guys,
heard that.
it's been a freaking they call it Spokompton or Spokanistan because
It must be
Nice.
dangerous out there.
it's there's parts of it that are like a mini Detroit, but most of the city's fine. It's just that you know it's still Washington, so it's still got some
Liberalism.
drug addicts and
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it's America.
I mean, I don't go to Spokane unless I have to.
I mean, somewhere out by where I live, someone just got murdered right in front of a fucking country bar. And then
Damn.
ran over, executed, and then ran over.
Just
Jesus
for good measure.
Christ.
Just for good measure.
Well,
Live in
sometimes
a
you gotta
gray
make sure.
area.
You gotta make sure.
Fuck.
Yeah, we need
Oh.
to send out a smoke signal for Marco somewhere.
I sent a message. I just hope he's okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
And if
Guys,
you-
I might be doing this from New York next week.
I know. So yes,
Hell
tell us about that. Wait, should we just get into it? Welcome to
Let's
Locker
do
Room
it.
on Tom.
I'm Matthew.
I'm Chuck.
And I'm not here.
If I could do the Fuzzy the Bear thing, that voice.
Fozzie Bear?
Yeah.
Hi, man. That voice. Like I used to read stories to my kids, and I would do all the voices and stuff like that. But I would do I would read like Dr. Seuss in Arnold Schwarzenegger's voice. Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Nice.
They didn't know when I was a kid. When they were kids, when they were little, they just thought I was doing funny voices, and then later on, they realized it was like action movie heroes and stuff. Anyway,
Nice.
so you're gonna you might be in New York next week.
I'm definitely gonna be in New York.
Definitely gonna
So I got a couple gigs lined up as a ditch doctor, EMT. So this weekend, Friday, I drive up to Santa Margarita, and I'll be
stomping grounds.
Yeah. I actually found a camp spot because I have to be there at 5:00 in the morning on Saturday, and it's like a 3.5-hour drive. And I was doing the math, and I'm like, I don't want to get up that early and then work all day. So Friday afternoon, I'm driving up to El Charro campground or yeah. So I got a nice little I'm cheating.
Coochie.
Yeah, and I'm cheating. So I got a little for 2 nights, I got a little 17-foot RV spot. That way it has full hookups, so I can just plug in an extension cord and run that up to my tent. I'm gonna bring my air fryer to do my steaks. So it's not really camping.
It's camping with electricity.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, fuck it. I'm not going out there to camp. I'm going out there because it was cheaper than a hotel, you know.
Right.
Bring some dude wipes, dude.
Oh, I got all that shit. Oh yeah. So I'm working that.
Good places to eat in Santa Margarita. Let me know.
I will actually, because dinner's going to be on me. I mean, Friday I'm going to have some steaks, and then Saturday they're going to feed me breakfast and lunch at the event. It's a Spartan race, so that'll be fun. I've never been to one of those.
Cool.
So
I've done
that's
a
like
Tough
the
Mudder.
yeah, this is like the guy version of the Tough Mudder because I've done Tough Mudders and the Spartan
Yeah.
race that's where it's you against the clock and you win money. It's like an actual
Oh
like
shit.
legit
Really?
competition. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Cool.
Santa Margarita is literally just south of the city where I was a police officer.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
I
because when I
knew,
saw where it was, I'm like, I know this area.
dude, I knew some of the cops that I worked with lived in Santa Margarita, so they just muted. Anyway, that's
Okay.
neither here nor there. Chuck, tell so you're going to be. It's not a set medic gig, but it is a medic gig at an event
This weekend.
this weekend.
Yeah, Saturday and Sunday. And
Oh,
then Monday, my wife/agent, who's been pimping out my name to all
love it.
the people in her production companies, like all these like presidents and vice presidents of like reality production TV companies, saying, "Hey, my husband got his state license as EMT, so if you need a set medic, let me know." So
well,
who is she? The comment says, "Dinner's on you." Who is she? Um, yeah. So I got a call to do a shoot out in Ithaca, New York on a
oh,
dairy farm for 6 days. So they're gonna
Oh, yeah.
fly me out there, and I guess on travel days, they pay you half of your rate of whatever you
mhm,
negotiate your rate for. So I negotiated a daily rate and then a kit rental fee because the kit rental fee isn't taxed. So there's that. So they're gonna fly me out there, pay me half of that. And then I work Tuesday through the following Monday and then fly home. So I'll be on
nice.
a dairy farm with some lady from Saturday Night Live. I don't know who she is. I haven't watched Saturday Night Live
You
since
know her
like the
name?
early
Is she
90s.
on Saturday Night Live now?
She's on now, yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
So and it's like this thing about the dairy industry.
Hey, Kevin,
So
send
yeah.
us an email about that.
Oh, his comment says, "When do I get my free merch from the titty pic my girlfriend took?" It's been like a year. Oh my god, I remember that.
Right?
Yeah.
I kind of remember that too.
Oh,
Have you
I
ever saw
definitely remember it. It was hard to some things you don't ever unsee, and that picture was definitely one of them.
You don't get one.
Email us. We'll take care of it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Never.
well, that's cool. I mean, it's already starting. It's only going to
Yeah,
snowball
so
from
it's
there,
great.
and
I got my foot in the
especially after
door and
some of the nonsense that you've gone through at your day job.
yeah, Monday we
Real,
lo 2
real,
more people, resigned.
Do I
oh
know them?
shit.
Yes, you do.
Can you tell me who?
Yes. J
Oh,
and
I
A.
I was. Wait, which A?
Little A.
Really?
Was yeah.
Oh,
They turned in their letters Monday morning. They gone.
because they were like, you know what?
So now I'm walking around like, "I fucking dare you motherfuckers to fire me."
Right. That was what do we call a tactical miscalculation?
That was a huge tactical mis I'll get into more there's a deeper story that only you will appreciate,
Sure. We'll do
behind all
that
this.
on
We
the
don't need
show.
to bore the yeah, we don't need to bore listeners with it, but yeah.
So, well, it's been a week, boys. I've had tons of people hit me up about a bunch of stuff. And we'll talk about the big questions that I've been getting about hockey stuff. But Chuck sent me something. What did you send me about McDonald's?
About McDonald's. But real quick, how was everyone's Halloween? Since it was
Oh,
yesterday.
yeah, we should probably.
Uh, little one had 102 fever, so we stayed home, and
So it
Oh
wasn't much of a
shit.
Halloween.
it wasn't much of a Halloween, but I'll have to send you a picture of her in her little devil costume because she was great during the day, and then later on in the day, my wife sends me a message. She's like, "Naya's really hot." I'm like, "Okay, take her temperature." It's 100.8. I'm like, "All right, that's not too, like, alarming, you know,
Oh,
it's just"
especially for kids.
Yeah, I'm like, "She's probably teething, you know, blah, blah, blah."
Right.
And then a little later, it was like, "It's 102.4." I said, "Okay." Again, be like, "Give her some Tylenol, give her 4
Mhm.
milliliters." She's like, "How do you know it's that much?" I'm like, "'Cause she weighs 29 pounds, so it's 4
Right.
milliliters, so give her that every 4 hours." I said, "When it gets to 103 point something, approaching 104, then we'll worry." But I think
Yeah,
she's just teething, so she was just kids get fevers. They get little infections, and they get fevers, and then,
and they
it's not a
burn
big
it off real quick. It's
yeah.
yeah,
And
yeah.
she was fine through the night. I just felt bad because she was, like, so hot. She's a little sweat ball, and I'm like, "Oh, you poor thing." But then, this morning, she was fine.
Yeah.
So she's good.
I know. Well, I came home, watched some hockey, and made chili. We had a chili cook-off at work, so I made my my chili for that, and then I had to put a last-minute costume together because my wife said, "Hey, I don't want you to stay home and watch hockey by yourself. I would like you to come with me and your son to go trick-or-treating with your nieces and nephews and
And you
brother-in-law."
were like, "But I really want to stay home and watch hockey by myself."
Well, then she told me,
Fuck trick or treating.
so my brother-in-law, he had hernia surgery same time as I did a little while ago. Well, his undid itself.
Ooh, that's not fun.
So he was like, "Oh, this is not good. I could feel this going again." So he went into the doctor, and I kid you not, guys. They went in laparoscopically when it had been about a month for them to get him in for surgery. They got him in for surgery after about a month of him saying my hernia is back, or I have another hernia, or whatever he said. And they put the camera in laparoscopically, and they went, yeah, we can't fix this laparoscopically. And they gave him a C-section and did the full 9 yards.
Oh,
You're
Jesus.
Yeah.
Really?
So it's been like he's been back to work for a week, and he thought, I'm gonna be a trooper and I'm gonna go out trick-or-treating. And I was like, the hell you are. So I said, yeah, I'll go out trick-or-treating with my brother-in-law, knowing full well that about 10 minutes into the walk in North Idaho temperatures in October,
Yeah, he was tap out.
he was gonna tap out, and so was I. And so I'm like, it's cold. I think I'll walk back. How do you feel, Jeff? Like, I think I can still go. And I'm like, well, you're kind of slowing down. And he's like, yeah, it's a long walk to keep going. I'm gonna go back. And so we went back, and I got to watch a hockey game anyway. And my brother-in-law
Nice.
took pain meds and passed out on the couch.
That's funny.
I did see it was interesting. We saw some costumes, and I don't know what possesses 12-year-old girls to dress like prostitutes, or what possesses their mothers to let them.
To allow it, yeah.
But I was just like, well, there's a future single mother. There's a future single mother. There's a future single mother, and also a future single mother. So they should start handing out single mom applications at Halloween with these.
That's better than what Captain Outcast's department had him handing out. So he's got him to throw this comment up here. Says it was 48 degrees out, and the department had me handing out coupons for free Frosties. Talk about miscalculations.
Yeah, y'all got any more than
That's
free
funny.
Frosty coupons? Hot take, boys. The Frosty is the greatest fast food dessert.
Back in the day when I would indulge in that, yes. Sure. So you ever put fries in yours?
No,
we're talking about Wendy's Frosty, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I know the whole fries and chocolate shake thing. I just can't bring myself to do it.
Really? I was a naysayer. I tried it, and I was like, this is actually fucking good.
It might be. I just sewer wrap may taste like pumpkin pie, but I'd never know because I wouldn't eat it.
The salty and the sweet kind of go together like peanut butter and jelly.
Like bacon on a donut.
Yeah. I like the McDonald's fucking soft serve thing in the cone. That's my
like those ever fucking work.
It's always fucked. Every time I go, it's fucked.
It's running for the same joke.
Yeah.
It's always broken.
Always.
Blizzard's a good one. But see, Captain Outcast is with you. He said dip the fries.
You dip the fries in. You dip the fries, you just fucking dip it, and then you eat the fry with the you don't like mix it in with the fries.
Wendy's fries are
problems right there.
Good. Wendy's fries are legit good.
Yeah.
So I kind of enjoy them by themselves. Okay, real quick, an official poll. Who's got the best fast food fries? And I mean major chain. You can't say like Freddy's Burgers. There's like 3 of them in your hood. Like that doesn't count. I mean major.
I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this, but I'm gonna say it's a major chain in the West Coast, but In-N-Out. Because they're fucking fresh. They fucking run the potato through the machine. It goes in there. They throw salt on it, put it in the fucking oil, and it comes out. They're not like if you leave an In-N-Out fry in your car.
Five Guys is legit.
Which one?
Five Guys.
Five Guys is good.
But yeah,
they do the same thing, fresh.
Yeah.
But I will say, like shitty fast food fries, Del Taco fries, the crinkle fries at Del Taco.
What about the waffle fries at fucking Carl's? Remember those?
Oh, the Chris Cuts?
No.
Chris Cuts.
No. The fucking shoestring fries at fucking Wiener Schnitzel.
Oh, you lost me at shoestring fries.
You lost me at
Those are
Wiener
my
Schnitzel. That thing's
favorite.
a fucking front for the fucking
Oh my God.
money
I
laundering.
was
fucking
gonna bring up if you
Sure,
remembered a
it's
theory.
gross.
Okay, you have to go into it. Now you have to go into Matt and I developed this theory. God, when we worked at Blockbuster Video, because there was a
Yeah.
Wiener Schnitzel across the street. So this is what 1996.
Something like
Pause.
that.
Pause.
What?
Do you still have your cards from Blockbuster?
No, we worked.
No.
Oh, I still have mine.
Oh,
But we worked there.
That's cool.
I still remember this. I can still type in that store code like a boss because we had to type it in every time we returned a movie or rented a movie.
Yeah.
Oh,
Holy
gosh.
crap! Anyway,
Yeah. So Wiener Schnitzel.
yes.
Wiener Schnitzels are.
Wait, you have to back up and talk about IHOP first. Remember, we started because we found out that IHOP got popped at some point. Like there was an IHOP that was a front for the mob, right? So
That's right. There was an IHOP that was.
Maybe it was multiple.
Yeah. So that led to. You know what's weird about Wiener Schnitzel is they're all over the place, and whenever you go buy one, there's never anybody in one. They're real. I mean, never.
No,
You never
really
see
no.
anybody in a fucking Wiener Schnitzel.
Right.
And so I decided it's a front for the mob for money laundering.
Sure.
We decided. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, 18 people were indicted for their role in $3 million schemes involving 7 IHOPs.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, businessmen
Just like
get
those
it, but not all
those
businessmen are
fruit
good.
carts, those fruit carts that are all over town with the rainbow umbrellas and shit.
Mhm.
That's a cartel cash drop.
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
for sure.
It's the perfect fucking cover. It's all cash.
Right.
Why do you think those places get robbed at gunpoint?
Yeah.
Because
I
they
always
carry
use
cash on them.
I use Venmo because they have their little codes. So when I go buy,
Oh yeah.
I don't.
Well,
I don't buy from them.
I like my stomach to not be in knots, and I don't like dysentery.
Yeah,
they cut the fruit right there. You don't have to get the pre-cut fruit.
It's all about that E. coli on their hands that they don't wash. They could have taken this shit. Now they're touching your fruit. And
Oh,
now
my
you're
guy
eating the
wears
shit.
gloves. My guy puts fresh gloves on when you walk up to him.
Oh, that's fucking cool.
Yeah.
But
I still don't like it. It still bugs me. I've had dysentery from fucking those stupid carts that do the hot dogs with the fucking bacon and peppers.
Oh, well, you're
They smell
asking for it there.
bro.
asking
That shit
for it
fucks me up. People are like, "Don't you want one?" I was like, "I like my guts inside of me. I don't want them on the floor."
Yeah.
But I was gonna say,
that's
speaking of Halloween,
okay.
I fucking had a good one. Kids went out, didn't have the other two, but made the most of it. Decorated the house just a little bit because I wasn't feeling too
Oh
festive.
no, you sent us the picture.
Yeah, then
Yeah,
I was
a
like,
little
"Fucking,
video,
I'll pull the
yeah.
car out." Did the car real quick. Chucky was driving. There was a skeleton baby in the back seat and a body hanging out the front with blood spattered all around with glowing under lights that are red. And it looked really fucking cool. But people were afraid to come up, but the car was a hit. People were taking pictures with it in front of the house. But because the house was scary and dark and like flashing red lights, people were like, little kids didn't want to come up. So I had to like wait out there for a little bit and hand out the candy to the kids. It was cool. Not a lot of trick-or-treaters. Went through like 4 bags of candy.
We get none. I'm in a Jewish neighborhood. They know that there's mostly Jewish people here and they don't do the whole Halloween thing. So kids just do not come.
There you go. This is what
Those are headlights or LED skeletons, by the way.
So if those of you watching on YouTube, Chuck's got Chucky in the driver's seat and a skeleton hanging out. So
yeah,
is that the one that's behind you?
That was cool. Yeah, that's the one behind me. Because she put it outside. My wife put it outside, and I'm like, no, that's gonna get ganked real quick. So I put it in the car, rolled the windows down just a little bit to where nothing could come out, and locked it. I was like, nope, because we're gonna be away from it. So I didn't want someone to steal it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, good call.
So you were speaking of fast food,
right? Yeah.
You sent me something about McDonald's raising their minimum wage. First of all, nobody needs to raise nothing because food is fucking expensive.
Yeah.
But it's not just McDonald's. It's also the ass-busting Chipotle that fucking gives you diarrhea. So they're both raising their minimum wages by next year to $20.
Holy fuck.
Yeah. So fast food workers in California will start making at least $20 an hour in April. So next year in April, due to a compromise between the restaurant industry and labor groups. Both McDonald's and Chipotle Mexican Grill said customers in California will pay more to offset the raise in labor costs.
Of course we will.
So our food prices are going up again.
Okay. Only if you go to those establishments. So quit going to McDonald's and quit going to Chipotle.
I mean, all the restaurants are kind of expensive, but yes, they're going to go up even
Yeah.
more, and you're going to be paying your little $4 sandwich is going to be like what you'd be paying for a gourmet burger at like a gourmet restaurant, and it's just you're getting a shitbox sandwich that they microwave.
And the
Just
argument
kidding.
is that you got to make a livable wage, right? That's the argument, right? Is that you have to make a minimum wage, or livable wage. So let me say this one more time for the cheap seats, okay? Hold on, everybody in the cheap seats. I see you up there. Okay, I'm gonna say this one more time for you guys. Here we go. Ready?
Working at McDonald's shouldn't be a full-time job and doesn't require a livable wage.
Yeah, that's not a career.
Right.
That's like kids getting their feet wet in the workforce.
Right.
Getting a work experience.
Do you know who works at the McDonald's around the corner from the high school that is my son went to?
Stacy.
High schoolers. Do you know who works at our version of In-N-Out called Rogers Burgers? By the way, it's better than In-N-Out in my opinion. But do you know who they employ at I went up to the drive-thru the other day, and a 14-year-old boy served me my food, making his $14 an hour or whatever it is, and he was happy to do it.
Yep.
Right. He was a little bit deer in headlights, but he was happy to do it, right? That's what these jobs are supposed to be. So for all those of you people that are making the argument that you should be working and making a living wage, you should only be making a living wage at a job that you are going to have long-term as a career, not a part-time job, not a first job, not an entry-level position. No.
And especially not at a place where they're seriously considering just having fucking touchscreen menus and robots to serve you your food.
Oh, by Disneyland. So I went to Disneyland. We go to Disneyland frequently for the kids, and we went there and we stayed for 3 days, 4 nights, some shit like that. And the only thing we could eat, because we didn't want to spend all the money in the park, was the only place next to the place was McDonald's, right? Until we came a second time and realized that there was actually somewhere better down the street that we should have went to. But needless to say, we went to McDonald's 3 nights in a row, and I was like, dude, I got to get the closest thing to protein they have here, bro. So no, it was cheap as fuck, dude. It was so cheap. Like literally, McDonald's is still really affordable for 5 fucking people to eat, right? So we spent about $60.
$60, yeah. Dude, yeah, 5 people at McDonald's for $60 is ridiculous.
Yeah, right. But considering everything else in California, it would be like about 100.
Sure.
And if you ate in the park, it's like 150. It's crazy. So we had that 3 nights in a row. By the 4th day, I was shitting fucking green, and so was my son, all over his pants in the park, and then fucking vomited everywhere. That was the hat trick that I was talking about. Almost hat trick. If he would have pissed himself, we would have had all fucking 3 bodily fluids spewing out. But he shit himself in the park. He went on Matterhorn and shit himself because he got scared, and it was green, dude. My 7-year-old son, I had to wipe green shit off of him, and it was from the fucking. I was like, "Why are you shitting green?" And then I shit green. I was like, "Oh my god, it's from McDonald's. That food is fucking poison, and you guys are putting in your stomach." And then they want us to pay all this crazy. Fuck, that's crazy. I forgot where I was going with this. I'm bringing this fucking.
I know where we're going with it. Hat tricks. Because
hat tricks. Yeah,
all the messages
segue, dude. Damn.
This week were about hockey, and so for those of you that don't know, it's been all over the news. So there's very few people I think now at this point that haven't at least heard. Is over the weekend, a professional hockey player suffered an on-ice injury and died.
Yeah.
And this is not the first time this has happened. We'll get into it, but there's a hockey player by the name of Adam Johnson. Now, Adam Johnson was 28 years old.
Damn. Who do you play for in the NHL?
Okay, so I was familiar with him a little bit. He had played for several teams. He's one of these guys. He's good enough to play professional hockey, but maybe not good enough to be in the NHL full time. It's like a minor league ball player kind of a thing.
Okay.
And so he had played for the LA Kings' minor league team, the Ontario Reign, and he had played for the Pittsburgh Penguins, actually, for about 13 games. So they probably called him up because they were short some people, either due to injury or suspensions or whatever, and they called him up. He'd scored a couple of goals and a couple of assists, and then he went back down to the minors, and then he got a contract to play for a European team. He went to play in Europe, and he was playing in Europe in a game, I believe, was it Saturday night, or I think it was Saturday night.
Right.
And so Adam Johnson is playing in a game with it was Saturday with the Nottingham Panthers, which is an English team, right? And unfortunately, during the game, there was a collision, and the skate blade severed Adam's carotid artery
Right.
right in his neck or jugular. I'm not sure. I don't know. I haven't seen the ME's report or anything like that. It was either carotid or the jugular.
The way he bled out looked like it hit it, but it nicked it. Didn't fully sever it.
Well,
I mean, that was a shit ton. He lost
It was a lot of blood.
Did you see the blood coming out of the other player's fucking glove that was holding pressure? Like,
yeah, but the way he was able, because I saw the blood on the ground, but then when he was able to get up and skate off, I'm like,
yeah,
but you're losing it, you're gonna fucking go. But
his whole jersey was soaked and everything. I mean, he was that. There was
a fatal injury.
Yeah,
so
there was no way of.
I'll describe it because I didn't watch it. I have watched really bad hockey injuries before. I've even watched the first incident, which we'll talk about, and the difference between the two. But first, we'll get Matt's take on it because, and you guys watched it, right? And
oh
so
yeah,
I had you guys
watched it a bunch of times.
Right. Matt watched it from a medical perspective, and then Chuck, I had watched it from law enforcement perspective. So he suffers this injury. Everybody gathers around him. They're trying to hold pressure on him. They're trying to get him off the ice, and he collapses and dies right there.
Yeah.
It was quick. And I didn't watch it because I know he dies. And I kind of said, you know what? I've seen a lot of hockey injuries, but watching a guy who I know is going to die get injured, I don't know. I've seen enough death. I guess I just decided not to watch it. Especially knowing what happened with his wife or his fiance in the crowd. So Matt, medically a little bit, if you can get into kind of what you saw.
Okay. So any neck injury like that, when you're going to hit the carotid, or the carotid artery, or even like, the jugular vein, it's what I saw, the amount of blood I saw, it looked bad. Even if you were right there, you get, proximal pressure on it. You're trying to, if it's an artery, you want to get it, artery. For people that don't know anatomy, arteries pump the blood out of your heart into your body. Veins bring it back into your heart to go get reoxygenated. It's a big cycle.
Right.
So the only thing you can do in a situation like that, no matter where you are, is pressure and speed. You want to try to apply pressure to stop the bleeding as best as you can, and then haul fucking ass to an operating room.
Yeah.
That's really with that amount of blood, with an injury like that. I mean, that's a huge artery. That's just pumping the blood. It looked like he lost about a fifth of his blood on the ice. I mean, it was a lot of blood. There was a lot, on the ice and everything, but then you have to look at his jersey, how saturated that was, the blood that, on his teammate, literally pouring out of his glove that was pulled up in there. So something like that, the mortality rate on an injury like that, especially where you are in the middle of an ice rink, it's damn near 100%. There was honestly nothing that, even if you were to happen to reach in there with some fucking forceps and clamp that fucking thing, I mean, it's such a fatal injury. There's some things that you just can't.
Yeah.
You can't help. You just can't help.
So I'm gonna put something up on the screen while we're talking about this, and this is from North American Rescue. If you guys don't follow them on Instagram,
it's a great page.
Great page, good. Especially because it's gory and cool and all that kind of stuff, but also
very educational.
It's very germane to people who are medics, firefighters, cops, because you're going to have to save lives, right? So this is the post says from Army EM Doc, With the tragic death of Adam Johnson yesterday, a common question is how fast can someone die from such an injury? Reliable human data does not exist, so we have to turn to large animal models. In a pig with a complete transection of the femoral artery, you will lose 1/5 of your total blood volume in under 45 seconds. Carotid injury is likely similar, thus intervention is the key. Here is the image of femoral flow out of a pig.
Yeah.
That is a lot of blood.
Just
Yeah.
spurting. I mean,
Nonstop, like a
the
fountain.
heart is literally pumping it out. There's a leak in the pipe, and there's a lot of pressure in that pipe, and it's just getting pumped out. It's pulsing out.
Yeah. And it's not not great. It sucks, right? So
Right.
now I'm gonna play, Matt. I don't know if you've ever seen this. But being my friend for as many years as you have, you may have. Chuck may have seen it because he and I both played hockey. And I'll play it here on our screen. Now, this is the one I have seen. This is a goalie by the name of Clint Malarchuk or Malarchuk, depending on how you want to pronounce it. And this is the video of Clint as a goaltender receiving the same injury live during a game. Now, this is a lot of years ago, so you're going to look at like 80s television here, okay? So here we go. This is not. So you can see what's happening. They're just Buffalo Sabres. You're playing a hockey game. And everything seems to be going okay. Now they're approaching the Buffalo goaltender. Boom.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. So
that wasn't nearly as bad.
So
no, yeah. That's a lot, dude. Quick.
Clint Malarchuk survived.
Yeah.
Clint Malarchuk has the scar to prove it. Mm-hmm. And we'll talk about how he dealt with it in a second. But here's the injury. Right?
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
So that little flap underneath his helmet didn't do a goddamn bit of good, did it? Or is that just for pucks?
It's for pucks.
Right. Yeah. There are. Do you have a neck guard specifically for this?
And the kids have to wear it
after this.
Yes, kids have to wear it.
Little kids have to wear it.
And now they're talking about professional hockey players have to wear it. Now that's the discussion, right?
They should. I mean, honestly, if you're wearing fucking blades on your feet, like legit ass blades, and if you get the edge just right and you get it nice and sharp, and it's like you're cutting butter on the ice. Like you're fast, it's smooth, and that's when you have really sharp blades. And pro hockey players are going to go into each game with freshly sharpened skates, right? Yeah. So they're fast. They're not catching an edge.
Sharpen them on the bench, and the new skates. Yeah. You can swap the blades. They don't require sharpening. You can unclick the blade and click a new blade in. So you could have a brand new blade every time you get on to the ice or every period, right? So, JC, we just showed the Clint Malarchuk. Clint survived and Adam Johnson died, but they're relatively similar injuries. Now, I can tell you the reason Clint Malarchuk survived. Matt, what's the key?
Timing. Intervention. Yeah.
Right.
Timing of your intervention. That fucking guy was whoever that guy in the white jacket was fucking flew in there right away.
Let me tell you who that guy and I'm pretty sure that's the guy. Do you know that was the team athletic trainer?
Okay.
The team athletic trainer was a combat medic.
Oh, done.
Makes sense.
The team athletic trainer reached into Clint Malarchuk's neck and manually held it closed.
Yeah.
With his fucking fingers,
dude,
until he said, find somebody in the building there's got to be a doctor in this building. Find a doctor in this building, get their asses down. And so obviously hockey players get stitches during games all the time. They brought somebody into the locker room and stitched his ass up in a triage, like combat stitching.
Wow.
To get him to the hospital. And then he underwent an hour and a half of surgery to repair it and ultimately survived.
Wow.
Now,
Well, the story of Clint Malarchuk doesn't stop there, because subsequent to that, Clint Malarchuk's wife walked in one day. That's a bullet in Clint Malarchuk's head.
The fuck? Who
Clint
is this guy?
Malarchuk got a
Fucking Terminator,
nasty
dude.
case of PTSD and couldn't sleep because every time he closed his eyes, he saw the skate blade coming at him.
Holy fuck.
And so in front of his wife, he had a 22 to his chin. And he said, I just wish this is what would have happened then. And pulled the trigger. And then his wife stared at him and he stared at his wife. And they were like, did it go off? I heard a pop. Did it go off? And then his nose started bleeding.
Jesus
Clint
Christ.
Malarchuk tried to kill himself over his PTSD, and the bullet lodged in his brain. So clearly, you can't kill Clint Malarchuk.
Even Clint Malarchuk can't kill
Clint
Malarchuk.
That's crazy. Now there's so after watching the video I watched today, I watched it on a news broadcast. It was like you saw the whole thing up until he skated off, and then they cut it. So then they don't show him collapsing and fucking
right. And I think he collapsed out of view. I think he yeah.
Now so the one I watched, it goes back to about a month ago too. There was a college hockey player, same incident, same style of tragic accident happened where he got caught in the throat, but they were able to intervene like right away, right? And so you see a lot of these hits. You saw that one with the goaltender, the way they so when you're coming in on defense and you're trying to check the offense, like the forward or something, and you come in, you throw your body into it, right? Generally you stay on your skates, but a lot of these times these guys are going so fast that they throw their body into them. They actually come airborne. They leave their skates and they hit the fucking person, right? And they're coming off, but when they get hit a different way, now they're in the air with fucking blades on their feet, and now they're flying around, and it just so happened to catch the dude in the throat. Same type of injury happened about a month ago with the college. Same type of hit. The defensive guy came off his skates, flew around, and caught the dude in the throat. Same thing with the Clint Malarchuk. The defender came in, fucking
hot,
checked the dude, but came off his feet. Skate came in and sliced him. Right. Same thing happened with this cat. Now they're saying the mom came out. She was speaking to the news. She's like, I think it was intentional, and he tended to do it. I'm like, look, I've played hockey for many years. I've been a defensive guy my whole time. I like to hit. I like to get in the mix and scrap and fight and do all that cool shit because it's fun. But you're going so fast, you don't have the time. Like, oh, I'm gonna come off my feet and I'm gonna slice him in the throat. It can't be fucking malicious. Yes, your son is dead. It's a tragic accident. Yes, you're angry and upset, but I don't think after watching it, playing the sport, even from a criminal background or aspect of it, like an investigative aspect, I don't see any malice. There was no preconceived, pre-planned notion of I'm going to go and kick him in the throat. That's so difficult to do to someone. So yeah, it was tragic. I don't think it was intentional. It didn't look intentional. It looked like a hit where he came off his feet and flung around, then dude got caught in the throat. Those blades are, like I said, are really sharp. I mean, it's a tragic accident what happened, but at the end of the day, you're playing a sport with fucking blades on your feet. You're gonna get hurt.
And to Scotty, I know I saw your comment. We are gonna get to McSorley because this is where we're going with this. So the police investigate any death, right? Her Majesty's coroner is investigating. They're doing the death investigation. They're asking for people to be patient. The question is, you, Chuck, have looked at it and you said you've played, didn't look intentional, right? Well, Chris Therien, okay, for those of you who don't know who Chris Therien is, Chris Therien,
I don't know who Chris Therien is.
Was a professional hockey player. He used to play for the Philadelphia Flyers and the Dallas Stars. And he said on X, the platform formerly known as Twitter, after seeing the incident involving Adam Johnson, that Bush League needs to shut down for investigation immediately. I was literally appalled and sickened by what I saw. It looked intentional. It was a kung fu kick. My eyes are not lying. Tell me I'm wrong. I didn't watch it. I'm relying on Chuck and Chris Terrian now. So I've got Chuck's experience and Chris Terrian's experience.
I mean,
If it's asses and elbows and skates are flying and somebody gets cut in the neck, like Clinton Malarchuk, hey,
I think the hit was
an
bullshit.
accident.
The way he hit him. So I'm not a fan of flying off, like jumping at someone like sideways and hitting them. I don't agree with it. No, I know. And that's exactly what so yes, that part was intentional. I don't think he meant to catch someone in the throat. That's not what I mean. Like, the hit wasn't intent. The hit was very intentional. What you saw coming off his skates is bullshit. He shouldn't have done it, and now it cost him his life. He's probably out of a career. However, I don't think he meant to catch the dude in the throat. I think he meant to hit the opposing player off his fucking feet, which is bullshit. You should stay on your skates and just put your body through it, you pussy. But at the end of the day, I don't think it was. It can't. I don't think it can be murder because I don't think he meant to do it to his throat.
But it can be manslaughter.
To Flav. Yes, and I was getting to that point.
So,
yeah, 100% could be manslaughter for sure.
So if you guys don't know the difference, manslaughter is when you do something with no intent to kill someone, but as a result of what you did, they die. Right.
And he's in UK,
with a car. If somebody steps out in front of you and you're violating the law by making a right turn on a red light and you hit somebody, it's involuntary manslaughter. You didn't mean to hit them, right? But you did and you killed them.
Right.
If you punch somebody in the face intentionally and they fall and they hit their head and they die as a result of your punch, that's voluntary manslaughter because you voluntarily hit them. You intended to hit them, but your intent was not
murder.
Right. Murder, homicide. Well, they're all homicide. Murder is my intent was to kill you. Right. So could he be charged? Yes, he could. He absolutely could be charged. Will he be charged? I don't know. But I think that as a hockey fan, if you do something like that and you kill somebody, you deserve to be charged. I'm sorry. It's unfortunate, but you don't get to kind of get away with doing that kind of thing and just be it's a hockey game, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and I've hit a lot of fucking people. I've gone to a lot of fights. I've checked a lot of people, and at no point have I ever thought I'm gonna fly off my skates to hit this person. I've never wanted to hit someone so bad where I would actually go off of my feet to hit someone because I would rather just skate through them and have more power when I hit them to lay them out. So I think that new hitting style, it's gonna be something similar to the shit you saw in the NFL where people are putting their heads down to hit people harder.
Oh yeah, spearing them.
People breaking their and then like cowboy collaring and shit like that. Like there are things that were done that are really fucking dangerous. Now you look like holy shit. But back in the day, it was like, oh, that's common practice. And hockey has evolved, but like they're gonna have to really like stop the coming off of the skates because at no point should you leave your skates and jump at someone to hit them. That's ridiculous.
Right.
If you can't get to them, you can't get to them. You should skate through them. If you're not fast enough, you're not fast enough. They got away. You didn't hit them.
There was one, I'm not that into hockey, but I do know a couple of random facts. I know there was one, I think it was like a minor league, bush league, whatever player who was in fact the only person who was ever charged with intentionally taking his skate off and trying to stab somebody.
I think I remember that one.
It's on your heart. Well,
I think I remember that one.
Tell me what
about
it. Tell me
his name was Happy Gilmore.
Oh, God.
There's a movie about it.
Oh, you're stupid. No, I think there was another one too, though.
Oh, he says that in the movie. He's like,
so Scotty Boy, he wants to talk about Marty McSorley. So let's talk about Marty McSorley. Marty McSorley played for my favorite team, the Kings. Marty McSorley was also Wayne Gretzky's enforcer. You did not touch Wayne Gretzky because Wayne Gretzky was not
my position.
He was a scorer. He scored.
Yeah. So was McSorley what you would call a goon?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, McSorley could play. He could play, but he was a goon.
Okay.
Hey, that was my position.
You guys tell me what you think of this. It's in slow motion. Marty McSorley and Donald Brashear. I'm just going to show it here. So.
Oh, yeah.
Shall we watch that again?
Look at that. I mean, there's no mistake about that. That was intentional. It was premeditated. It was well thought out. That was a sucker shot. That was horrible. He should be charged. He should be beat in the parking lot and fucked in the ass with a splintered balsa wood dildo. Repeatedly.
Balsa wood dildo.
I've seen a lot of people hook people in the throat with their stick. They get so angry and they're like, "Come here," and they just try to hook them.
That wasn't even that. He fucking smacked the shit out of him.
Out, dude. He knocked him the fuck out, dude. He was out.
Here you go.
So,
October 6, 2000.
Yeah.
Marty McSorley found guilty of assault. Marty McSorley was found guilty of assault with a weapon, but won't be sent to jail for his two-fisted stick attack on an opponent. Now he needs the NHL's permission to ever play again. Canadian court found McSorley guilty Friday for the February 21st blow that sent Vancouver Canucks forward Donald Brashear sprawling to the ice. The 17-year NHL veteran who was with the Boston Bruins at the time won't have any charges go on his record as long as he completes 18 months of probation, but he was ordered not to play against Brashear during that time in Canada or in the United States. So
kept his job.
He was charged criminally for what he did on the ice.
Well, yeah, he basically took a fucking stick and said, if I walked outside and smacked some motherfucker in the face with a stick, I'd be charged too.
ADW was assault with a deadly weapon for sure.
Yeah. Well, so what's the backstory? Why did he do that? What's the context of that? Like, what was there's beef going on there?
Marty McSorley's a goon. He got pissed off, and they'd been going at it, and they'd had a history. And Brashear was skated by McSorley, and McSorley was pissed. And there had been a check in the play, and he lost his friggin' mind and went and nailed him.
Wouldn't it just be more fun to as soon as the next play, just square off with him and just fucking throw down?
Well, so that's the game.
You know what I mean?
Right?
You know. It's
I can literally show you chapter and verse where player A gets hit by player B. Player A is not a tough guy, but he's a good hockey player. And player B says, well, he's a good hockey player. I need to hit him so he can't play as hard. You're right, JC. Donald was a goon too, and it was goon on goon crime, but still. So
maybe he knew he was going to win. He wasn't going to win. So
yeah,
fuck it.
Scotty, you're right. McSorley says he kind of lost his mind, and he was like, I don't know, I just did it. Like it was like he didn't even think. Like you get heated up in the moment, right? So anyway, McSorley hits Donald Brashear, gets charged with a crime. It's not unprecedented. So in theory, Adam Johnson, the guy who kicks Adam Johnson, or if there's a kicking motion in any way, shape, or form, it doesn't belong in hockey, right? You can't even kick the puck in the net. It's not a goal if you kick it in the net, right?
But was that a kick, or was that just like the momentum of hit? Like
it looked like the momentum to me. Like,
you know what I mean? Like he flew, and then it was just like the natural, gravity and physics took over, and his leg went where it went.
What if I told you he had priors for dirty hits?
Priors for dirty hits. Okay, but was there any beef between those two? Because he wasn't going after him; he was hitting somebody else, right?
Right, and he flung around and caught the other dude in the throat. That's why I'm saying it didn't look intentional to the other guy.
It wasn't even aimed at Adam.
Right.
But just because you don't hit your intended target, the action is still intentional.
Right.
So I could see transferred intent on that for sure, but he didn't intend to kick the other guy in the throat. He intended to come off his skates and lay him the fuck out, but then got hit and spun around and sliced the other guy. So I could see a transferred intent. But
now that level of blood, right? Here's the problem. Here's one of the problems. That dude should not be on his feet. Number one.
No.
Right? Why anybody has him on his feet is beyond me. And two,
and more.
If that dude had brain one in his melon, if he had seen the Clint Malarchuk video, he would know, take your fucking gloves off.
That's the biggest thing.
Stick him in the guy's neck and hold his artery shut. Could he have been saved? Probably not.
Right.
But
you never know.
I'm saying,
I mean, that was a significantly more larger volume of blood than that Clint hit.
Well, we don't know because Clint got the blood started to come out on the ice, and then
move.
So that guy got out there real quick, seeing
That's
that it
true.
would flow and off, right. So this could have been 30 seconds after the I didn't count because I didn't watch the video again. I wasn't.
Let's play what if.
But
what if the trainer is on the side? And he's like, "No, guys, come here. I'll do with it over here. Come here, just get off the ice. Get off the ice."
Right.
And then the dude dies, and then you're like, "Fuck."
Right.
What if because they have to have a trainer. So what if he didn't want to run out there because he's like, "You just come to me and I'll do it here," because he thought it was gonna be faster. But then the guy gets up, starts pumping more blood. Now he's dead.
Yeah. I mean, all this to say, if you aren't watching ice hockey, what the hell is wrong with you? You're talking about people going 30 miles an hour on ice with knives attached to their feet and carbon fiber sticks with
blades,
flat blades on the end,
like
and
sickles.
a puck that puck is incompressible, right? I've seen pucks try to. It's the densest rubber you've ever seen, and like, there's no bounce to it. Right?
It fucking hurt.
It hurts.
They hurt.
So,
by so many pucks.
If you're not watching hockey, then yeah, you should be. So that's we got a lot of I got a lot of messages from friends and from listeners and stuff about that. So I thought I would bring it up because you might as well. And it was the big topic of conversation. So Matt, what should people take away if, God forbid, they're fucking around in their kitchen and somebody's trying to conduct an orchestra with a
fucking knife?
Oh, did you guys see that shit?
Oh yeah, that chick that fucking stabbed herself in the fucking temple.
Should I put that on?
Holy fuck, yes, because that's amazing.
Okay,
the amount of times I've seen that, it's relatively old, right? Maybe a couple years.
Yeah, it's okay. Shit comes back, dude.
Oh man, it's great.
What's
It's
that whole like?
fucking
How many
great.
times am I gonna have to see this before I die? That whole.
Yeah.
Let's get the hatches out.
Let me see if I can find it here.
God,
Did
it's
she
so
hit her
good.
nose?
No, she hit like
her
right
eyebrow and her nose.
She hit her nose too.
Yeah, dude, she
I thought she
fucking
kinda
sliced that
went,
bitch right open. No,
Okay.
yeah, so she sliced it and it came down over her nose.
So here we go.
Yeah.
I'll put this on right now because
She's lucky she didn't fucking skewer her eyeball right out of her.
Guarantee
fucking head.
she's.
That's
What
a
do you
sharp
want to bet?
blade.
She's a single mom. All right, boys and girls, for Halloween, here you go.
Where's the music? Hold on, pause that shit. Oh. And her nose. Look at her nose. It's not just a nose ring, dude. She sliced that shit in half. Oh, look at the nose. She didn't know the nose. She sliced that
What
bitch
now?
right open.
Did it hit her nose, or was that just the blood
Watch.
splatter that came
She
down?
has a bull ring in. She has a bull ring in, right?
Yeah.
But you watch the blade. I've watched this so many times. You
Okay.
watch the blade hit right here and come down and slice, nix the nose, and then it just opens up. But it's almost hard to see because the bull ring is black.
Gotcha.
And
gotcha.
yeah, and the way the shadows casted off the nose it's dark.
What a dumbass. What a
Bro.
fucking dumbass.
At least she has a sharp knife.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely definitely a sharp knife. So I think we have. Do we have time for like 2 emails that we've been putting off?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Especially if we've been putting them off.
Okay. So Stephanie emailed us and she says, "Good afternoon, gentlemen. Thank you for our podcast for our podcast." So I like that. I'm going to say it's our podcast because you guys contribute to it.
Right.
Just, with your emails and your shit you sent to us and give us things to talk about. There are so many things that I'm hearing. I can finally nod, relate, and understand better about our unsung heroes everywhere. It's awesome. Wanted to ask specifically, though, about a comment made in part 2 of the SAS Hero. It was mentioned that one of you have a wife with MS and you were looking into treatment with stem cells for her in Panama. Can you fill me in and let me know if you're able to do so? Is there any info you can share with me? I've talked to my doctor many times. I looked it up several years ago. Hellish expensive, still not much of a guarantee, and would like to know if anything has changed. Stephanie. So, Stephanie, not much changed for me. I have not been able to afford to take my wife yet. We've talked about it. The treatments are in the 5-digit, between 20 and 40 grand range, I believe. And you need And I'm not sure if that's each or if that's total, but you also need to go I think it's 3 trips to wherever you're going to have it done. So that would be 3 trips to Panama. And the trips are probably a couple of days apiece. I'm not sure. We're looking into it. But we are, it's one of those things where my wife and I will try to get it done once like the kids are out of the house and the grandchildren are
Play
taken
the
care of.
lotto.
Like, hey, I would love to. If I win the lotto, we're going to have it done, any second. It would be nice if some family member would strike it rich and pay for it, but we'll make our own way. For now, she's doing okay. She's got relapsing remitting MS and she's on treatments for it, and she's not in a wheelchair and she doesn't use a cane. And it would just be nice if we could, get all the other shit she has going on. She's got a blind spot in her eye and some other things. Anyway, so I appreciate the concern, Stephanie. And when I have more information, if you hear this and you email us back, when I have more information, I will share it on the show or share it to you personally. So this one I brought, it came in, it says, this is from Cole. In regards to something on the show, I think you can be, this is our Palestine Hamas thing. I think you can be pro-Palestine and not support Hamas. This means supporting the innocent civilians. By no means do I support Hamas that live there, not people who harbor this terrorist group. Should Hamas be destroyed? Absolutely. What they have done is unforgivable. Israel should allow non-combatants a chance to leave. This does bring up a gray area where they can be allowing Hamas members who threw down their arms to escape and reconsolidate in another country. I don't think those people understand that by calling for a ceasefire, they are effectively supporting Hamas. Hamas should be destroyed. However, Israel should do its best to minimize civilian casualties. Patiently waiting for the next episode from you guys to hear more about what you have to say.
Well,
Yes.
it's hard to minimize civilian casualties when you're attacking the sites where the rockets were launched, but they were launched from densely populated civilian areas.
Right.
When you use women, children, and civilians as shields to launch your rockets, and then they want to take out where said rockets are being launched from, then it's kind of hard to avoid that sort of collateral damage.
So I will show you a meme that I really enjoy because I think it really kind of illustrates the issue that we're talking about here. And I saw this and I was like, yeah, this is a perfect example.
Is this the one with the nest, with the hornet's nest?
No. So this is a picture of how Hamas soldiers fight and how Israeli soldiers fight.
Yeah.
The Hamas soldier is got an AK and he's hiding behind a baby carriage. The Israeli soldier has an AR and is squatting or kneeling in front of a baby carriage, right? Here's the thing. We're not talking about warriors. Warriors fight like warriors. Warriors don't hide behind women and children. Warriors get the women and children to safety. These are cowards.
Yeah. I mean, look, when you fucking parasail and paraglide and parachute into a fucking music festival and just gun down hundreds of unarmed civilians, you're not a fucking freedom fighter. You're not a warrior. You're a fucking terrorist. That's what terrorists do.
You're a fucking scumbag terrorist.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the fundamental difference there between what some people are talking about and some people aren't talking about. I don't even know how to explain if you can't understand the difference between somebody who will hide behind women and children to fight and somebody who will stand in front of women and children and fight. There's a warrior mentality and there's a coward mentality. And I don't give a shit what your motivations or goals are. If you're hiding behind women and children to fight, you're doing it wrong.
Hey, I'm not trying to like stir the pot or anything or rock the boat, but there's a lot of Jews leaving and going and seeking shelter other places while this is going on, and they're getting round up, or I guess bombarded by pro-Palestinian, pro-Hamas people, right?
Oh yeah, they're
in other
fucking
places.
rushing planes and shit as they land.
Right, and trying to like say they want to kill him, they want to lynch him, all this crazy shit. But how many people that are Palestinians that like are pro-Hamas or may not be pro-Hamas, but don't like Jews because that's how they were raised and it was ingrained into them and instilled into them from fucking elementary all the way up.
Right.
So
Sorry,
there's
go ahead.
that whole double-sided, like I'm just trying to play devil's advocate here, but like there's that whole deep-seated hatred towards Jews. And I'm sure there's Jews out there that do not like the Palestinians because they're constantly at war, right? I mean, I don't know.
The stated the Constitution of Israel does not call for the elimination and destruction and murder of every Palestinian.
Right.
The stated Constitution of Hamas calls for the murder and execution and destruction of Israel and every Jew. Period. So that's not a battle for land. That's holy war against a religion.
Yeah.
And if you can't see the difference,
and
I don't know what to tell you.
And it's even creeping in here because that shoot that I'm going on, the guy who hired me, he sent me a message and he said, "Hey, you were in the Navy. Have you ever done any security type jobs? I'm about to look for a location security person. On the chance you've done that, maybe I can just pay you more to do double duty." And I said, "Well, no, I haven't. I was a fucking rent-a-cop, ages ago. I don't have a state guard card or anything." And I said, "But I do have some, friends who are
But I
police
know how to
officers."
fuck a motherfucker up.
Yeah. No, and that's part. I said,
Fucking
"Look,"
Maglite.
I said, "I don't have a current state guard card, but I do possess the abilities, if that makes sense." Like, I
Right.
mean,
Yeah.
but and I said, I offered up. I said, "Hey, I have some, friends that are police officers, former police officers, because ours truly was joking
up.
about, hey, if you need a security out there, I'm your guy."
Needs a gig.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the very next day, I get this message, and I texted Chuck. I'm like, "You literally spoke this into existence. Like,
Yes.
this just got me."
Dude.
And he
It's
said,
like wild.
and so he said, "We're going to look into private security. We have we have Jewish talent and a Jewish director, and Cornell University is nearby." Well, somebody posted this on Cornell University. I'm going to read you. The title is "Jewish People Need to Be Killed." This is Cornell University
Right. Not a not a weird one-off fucking community college. No, this is
this is the title of the post that they did on the university's fucking messaging board. Jewish people need to be killed. If you see a Jewish, quote, person on campus, follow them home and slit their throats. Rats need to be eliminated from Cornell.
Jesus.
And that was posted on October 28th at 17:39.
So this is not a rational debate at all. Okay. So that I wanted to address those emails because yes, you're right. There are Palestinian women and children that are innocent, right? But there are also Palestinian women and children who wake up every morning and go to kindergarten where they see Mickey Mouse indoctrinating them with the phrase "death to Israel, death to the Jew."
Yeah.
This is not, there's no ceasefire. There's no negotiations. This is a 5th century. This goes back to David and fucking Goliath. Okay.
Yep.
That is this is a feud that you cannot understand unless you are an Arab who thinks that a Jew is the spawn of the devil and needs to be stamped out. Much the same way when you go back into the Bible and you learn that when the Jews were killing the Goliaths and the Philistines and the giants, they believed they were being tasked by God to wipe out giants, to wipe out evil races. So when you have two people that believe the other person that believe they're trying to stamp out evil, and one person kind of goes, "All right, we're not trying to stamp out evil anymore. We're just trying to survive." And the other person goes, "No, we are still mad about the stamping out of evil part, and we are going to still stamp you out." Yeah, you're done. Like, that's it. Like, there's no negotiation. So anyway, I think we covered that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you guys know what a dildo and tofu have in common?
What?
Yeah.
They're both stand-ins for real meat.
Yes. Yes. I love everything about that joke.
How are women like condoms?
Oh, how?
Both spend more time in your wallet than they do on your dick.
Hey, guys, Scotty put this joke up. It says, it's chickpea after all. Don't forget about the garlic, bro, because he was talking about pita chips and hummus and everything. Do you guys know the difference between a garbanzo bean and a chickpea?
I do, but I'm not going to steal your thunder.
Do you know, Chuck?
No.
I've never had a garbanzo bean on me before.
Oh my god.
Do you know what the difference is between a black-eyed pea and a chickpea?
Oh, no.
Is?
I'm afraid.
Well, a black-eyed pea can sing you a song, but a chickpea can only hum us one.
That's funny.
Hey, Curtis, what's the difference between a joke and two dicks?
What?
You can't take a joke.
Damn, it's getting personal. Big joke energy is getting personal.
What happens when you make an Asian girl squirt?
Oh, geez, what?
She charges you 50 cents extra for the sauce.
Your face. Good one, dude. What's the difference? Oh my god. What was David Bowie's last hit?
What?
What?
Probably heroin.
Oh. No, he died of cancer. That's a Keith Richards joke. No, that's a Matthew Perry joke.
Oh, there you go. There's more pills.
What was Matthew Perry's last hit? Probably heroin.
Probably heroin.
Shout out to everybody who posted the meme that says "R.I.P. to Matthew Perry" with a picture of Luke Perry. Like
really?
Oh, dude, it was on my
Shut
feed
up,
so
dude.
much. I was like, I am
Shut
so
up.
proud that this is in my algorithm, that this many sick fucks that I'm associated with.
My favorite one was a picture of Ross and a picture of Chandler. And the picture of Ross said Schwimmer, and the picture of Chandler said not a Schwimmer.
Oh shit, that's a good one. That's a good one.
So Matthew Perry and Whitney Houston get in a hot tub.
Oh man. I mean, that was kind of like, I was kind of sad about that because I wished that dude had gotten better, right? Like I had hopes.
It was such a struggle. That started in what, 90, 96, 97. He had some sort of accident with a jet ski or a Sea-Doo or some shit, and then he got hooked on pain pills, and it was fucking
alcohol and
alcohol. It's 30-something years, and then he turned his own Malibu house into a fucking recovery house for men, and
Hank Azaria said that Matthew Perry's the reason he's clean and sober.
Yeah,
I think,
and I would hate to think that Matthew Perry fell off the wagon and that's why he drowned, but
I think COVID fucked him. I think he fell off the wagon. You see the photo of him, the post he did right before he passed, and he did not look good. He looked really bad.
Yeah.
You could tell mentally he was struggling, and it probably drove him back. And that probably was because of COVID, because so many people, like especially in their field, weren't going out. They were afraid. They weren't doing this. They were isolating themselves, and that's the biggest thing to mental decline. Anyways,
how do you know if a Mexican girl is pregnant?
How?
Marco's not here. I was hoping he'd be here but how do you know if a Mexican girl is pregnant? Trust me, she is. Oh,
I hope death is a woman.
Yeah,
that way it'll never come for me.
Oh, my God.
I met a girl with 12 breasts the other day.
Oh, really?
Does it, seems strange, doesn't it?
Oh, doesn't it? I get it. Okay. What did the blind guy say when he passed the fish market?
What?
Morning, ladies. Oh, you guys, how many more you got?
I got one more silly one.
Okay.
I got one.
Okay.
So every morning I announce to my family that I'm going to go jogging, but then I don't go. It's a running joke.
Oh. Man sits down at a bar and orders 10 shots. Bartender says, "Oh, you celebrating something?" And the man says, "Sort of. My first blowjob." And the bartender congratulates him and offers him an 11th shot on the house. And the man declines and says, "Nah, if the taste hasn't gone away in 10 shots, I don't think 11's going to make it."
That's hilarious. What does a woman's pussy and a chainsaw have in common?
Whoa. I'm dying to know.
Missed by a few inches and you're in deep shit.
Do you guys know the difference between O.J. Simpson and Christopher Reeve?
What?
O.J. walked, Chris got the chair.
Oh, Jesus. Wow.
Yes, sir.
I love that.
Okay. Anybody have a closer?
Not the one that we haven't said
not
before.
something worthy enough to be called a closer. Wait, let me check the email and see if there's any big joke energy in here that I.
Okay, I've got a couple while you're checking the email. How's that?
I think I already read this. We need some fresh jokes, fuckers.
Yes, put them in the chat. 3 nuns are standing in line for the pearly gates. Peter says to him, "Hey, welcome to heaven. Is there anything you'd like to confess before I let you in?" "Father," the nun says, holding up her hands, "I'm ashamed to admit it, but I gave a man a hand job." And he goes, "That's okay, sister. Go over to the font and wash your hands in holy water." And the second nun, he says, "What did you do?" And she says, "Well, I gave a man a blowjob, and I'd really like to go next before Sister Catherine washes her ass in the holy water."
We got one in the chat that I can read real quick.
Okay.
I believe we've said this one before, but it's worth repeating. What's worse, 2 lesbians running with scissors or 2 lesbians scissoring with the runs?
Ooh. Hey, JC needs to send us the Jack and Jill joke because we don't know if we've said it because it could be anything.
Jack and Jill joke.
I don't know.
We don't have the time nor the energy to look through the emails right this second because we're already running a little bit thing. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Hold on.
Okay.
Oh, excuse me.
Bless you.
Oh, God. Grazie.
Oh,
okay.
It's a Andrew Dice Clay poem.
Ooh.
Okay.
Jack and Jill went up the hill to check out Jill's fanny. Jack got a shock and a mouthful of cock when he found out Jill was a tranny.
Oh, shit.
Okay. Oh my God, Sam just put a joke in the chat that I actually got yelled at by my chief on the ship when I was giving a tour of civilians.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what's long, hard, and full of semen? A submarine. Well, funny story. We had like this tiger cruise where you allow like your family and fucking civilians to come and do a little cruise with you. And I was tasked because I had duty that day to give a fucking tour. So we walk through the quarterdeck and we walk into the hangar bay and I say, "This is my Navy ship. Like many Navy ships, it's long, hard, and full of semen." And I hear, "Connor!" And I came around the corner and my chief, he goes, "That's fucking funny. Don't do it again."
All right. I have this closer. Here you go. Ready? Lady walks into a drugstore and tells the pharmacist she needs some cyanide. The pharmacist says, "Why in the world do you need cyanide?" The lady then explained she needs it to poison her husband. The pharmacist, his eyes get really, really big. And he says, "There is absolutely no way I'm going to sell you cyanide. I would lose my license. It's against the law. There's only one thing you would do with that. That's the only thing you're going to do with cyanide. There's no way in hell they would throw us both in jail. I'm not going to give you cyanide." Lady reaches into her purse and pulls out a picture of her husband banging the pharmacist's wife. She shows the pharmacist, who looks at the picture and says, "You didn't tell me you had a prescription."
Nice.
So,
well,
That's it.
Our little ticker hasn't been scrolling, but I can tell you this.
Oh, no.
You can still email us. Oh, there it is. At lockerroommailbag@gmail.com. That's lockerroommailbag@gmail.com. If you're feeling frisky and a little risky and you want to give us a call, you can do that at 509-903-9020. 509-903-9020. Operators are not standing by, so leave a message.
With the facts, remember, hit the facts.
That's right. That's a fact check.
Little bad Jack say that. Marco, we hope you're okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna text him because
I did.
You did?
Yeah.
Still nothing, huh?
Oh, I did too.
Yeah. No, it's he's probably got kid stuff going on.
Well, you know that, and Darkness just moved out there because he swung by my place so I can give him all of Marco's shit that was in my garage. So maybe they got into some cervezas and just got a little sloppy. They could be fucking.
They're borracho.
Yeah.
Sir, if you're gonna need to do oral with your wife to save her life, Duke comes back and says, "Doc, she's choking."
All right. Until next time.
See you in the
See you in the locker room.